Hello, welcome to a video where we are taking a look at a matchup from Sylve Rules Factions. These recordings came a little bit late in for me, so I don't have a massive introduction due to a little bit of time restriction as well. However, we can take a look at the factions that we have here, the players that we have, and the matchup, of course. So the the faction that we have here is on the left, Indian Titans Elite. We have on the right one of the very few remaining European factions, Guerrilla Garbadors, really from Germany, but they mix it up with players from other regions as well. Basically, same as Indian Titans Elite, to be honest. Yeah, so there's only two European factions remaining in this current bout. It's Team Utrecht and Guerrilla Garbadors. And yeah, let's take a look at the players, the matchup that we have here. We have Llawliet, if I pronounce it correctly. Please forgive me if I don't. Against Leandrooo. Leandrooo sent me this matchup. He wanted to show me some MELOETTA gameplay. I think MELOETTA is a really strong Pokemon in Master League, basically because it has a massive stat distribution, probably like comparable to that of like Kyogre. I think even a little bit higher. So just gives a little bit of an idea of how bulky it is. It has, I find it having a little bit of a mediocre moveset in Quick Attack and Size Shock mainly, and then there's Thunderbolt or Dazzling Gleam as coverage. But it just hits way harder than you expect every single time, to be honest. Another strong Pokemon that Leandrooo has here is Kyogre. Llawliet does have a Dragon in Restroom, but Restroom is also being notorious for being neutral to Kyogre rather than being a hard counter to it. So Llawliet might struggle a little bit with the Kyogre. Good thing he does have that 0-point pick Tapu Bulu to counter it. So there's a lot of play on both sides here. And the Mega Blastoise is 1 point less in this meta. However, Mega Blastoise is just a little bit, I wouldn't say worse because you do have Hydro Cannon, but the coverage is just not as valuable as that of Kyogre. Now let's take a look at these battles. We have Llawliet's team on the left, we have Leandroo's team on the right, and we have Leandroo's perspective only here. Let's take a look at the first battle. It's also in German, but good thing I speak English, so I can tell you which move is being thrown here. Let me see. Did I not cut it? Alright, we have one of the very few answers that Llawliet has for the Kyogre. It is the Dragon Breath Gyarados, which, by the way, loses the Zero Shoots if Kyogre has Thunder. But it looks like Leandrooo has that Origin Pulse here, which still hits really hard, even when resisted, by the way. That's a Crunch, a Kneersher, yes, you're welcome. And then swapping out into the MELOETTA, baiting out the Restroom, which is kind of nice for the Abomasnow, even though Abomasnow does win the 2 shields. And look at this. Size Shock is generally not really a strong attack, but MELOETTA's stats just back it up so well. Like, 2 Size Shocks are just going to KO. If it is a Crunch, it won't KO the MELOETTA. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it has the same name as the move the Gyarados through, so that's how you know. And yeah, the Size Shock just built up really quick as well. It's about 7 seconds or so for 1 crunch of the Restroom, and 1 second equals 1 quick attack. And look at that, letting the switch advantage go here. That really makes me wonder what's in the bag. Maybe it is a Tapu Bulu to prepare as much for that Kyogre. Another Size Shock coming in. This will do a good chunk on the Gyarados. Still not respected though, and Leandrooo is going to snipe a shield here or the KO with a resisted Surf. Doesn't even have to reveal the second move here by just throwing a Surf here. I'm also pretty sure that another Crunch, I mean Kneersher, will not KO here. Yep, so you get to another Surf that will KO. And defense drop doesn't even matter. They're going for a slight undercharge at first, but then decides to go for the KO anyway. Because Llawliet can swap it out either way. In the back is the Zacian. And the Abomasnow doesn't have a great matchup here if this Zacian has close combat. And looking at the team from Leandrooo, I'm not sure if it will have. Obviously, it's going to have Wild Charge for the Kyogre, the Gyarados. I'm not sure about close combat. It is the close combat, actually, Nahkampf. And now going for the Energy Ball. And I love this play because if this not shielded, this will do a lot of damage, and it isn't shielded. Now you can likely quick attack down this Zacian. Because let's say if that is shielded, then Psyshock would likely KO the Zacian with the quick attack. So I like that play a lot from Leandrooo. And also the no-shoot from Llawliet makes sense because the Abomasnow did have 2 weather balls there. So good play on both sides. That's a 1-0 score for Leandrooo. And I think a really good team read from Llawliet as well, right? The Gyarados kind of has to come out to counter that Kyogre. It's his sole Kyogre counter, despite the Tapu Bulu. I don't know if you can bring Tapu Bulu. I always find an iffy pick. Obviously, it actually has a pretty good player. So yeah, we'll see. Like it's good against the Buzzwole, except if it has Poison Jab. It's very good against Gyarados. Very good against the Kyogre. And very good against the Excadrill. So there's really just the Abomasnow that it fears. And I guess Llawliet may have just feared that Abomasnow. Let's take a look here at the next battle. By the way, Tapu Bulu can still learn Mega Horn for to cover the Abomasnow a little bit. Alright, Excadrill into Zacian. I consider this somewhat as a bad lead. You can actually win this as the Excadrill if you don't throw your move immediately. Well, Leandrooo failed there already, but perhaps his intention is to just chip right away. And then going into the Mela as well. Probably just to tank all the moves. And again, out comes the Restroom, which is not too convenient. Would have been better if that was on the Kyogre with a slight energy deficit. But the Zacian also has a lot of energy store, which is not great for him. But look at how good the MELOETTA is here. And Leandrooo probably predicting that Llawliet would throw on the charge attack priority here, but they didn't. And now you have to shield first, but I don't think it's the worst for him. But this does mean that now, especially after that defense drop, you are going to be in KOing range of whatever the Zacian throws. And again, just sacrificing that Restroom makes sense, I guess, since there is... wow, I'm going 1 over. Since there is the Excadrill, right? But if you have like energy advantage, not the worst per se. Psyshock coming through to try and KO it, and then going into Kyogre, possibly trying to bait something out. There is Caputoro. I didn't know the German name there, but that's it, I guess. These are sometimes fun names in different languages. This move won't KO the Kyogre just yet. I'm not sure if this learns Solar Beam, by the way. I know it learns like Dazzling Gleam, Grass Knot, I believe, and Mega Horn. And look at how much that does. That's insane damage. I think, yeah, this makes sense. I'm not sure the Tapu Bulu will get to 2 moves here, but this does less than a close combat. Look at how much it does, though. Yeah, you actually get the full Farna, which is pretty big. There's also Best Buddy, by the way, on this Excadrill, because it goes over 3700 CP. So that means that Leandrooo will win the charge attack priority for sure against this Zacian. And I believe the Zacian is also Best Buddied, which doesn't matter anyway. Which is like undone by the Best Buddy from this Excadrill anyway. Letting that go, interesting, because the Excadrill was definitely closer to an attack there than this MELOETTA was, but if you have the move here, you should have this. I don't think you win. Yeah, you don't win charge attack priority because MELOETTA's, I believe, is bulkier. It is bulkier for sure, but I don't think it wins charge attack priority either. Anyway, I mean, look at the CP. It had 4400 CP, right? That Pokemon is no joke. It's definitely a Pokemon that's worth your Red Candy XL. If I had it, I would build one. I mean, that goes for everything if I had this stuff. 2-0 for Leandrooo. Despite having a tough lead there, the problem with Zacian lead is if you throw first, you lose that matchup. If you don't throw first, you're the one to use shields first, and it makes it a bit uncomfortable when they try to catch. Let's take a look at game number 3 here. Alright, this one's cut well. MELOETTA into Restroom. We've seen this matchup quite a few times, but mostly on the safe switch. And I guess Leandrooo is okay with this because he does have that Abomasnow in the back. That's only 6 for that Psyshock, so you outpace a little bit more. However, Crunch is super effective, so that's gonna hurt more than those Psyshocks. Wow, storing that energy, then going into a Abomasnow is met by the Zacian yet again. And this is kind of what Leandrooo probably wasn't too comfortable with, but was needed. Because the problem here is, if you don't swap out, the Zacian might clean up the Buzzwole later. So playing in some sort of ABB strategy, but he doesn't really have a lot to get rid of the energy of the Zacian, right? MELOETTA is his best bet to catch all that energy. I mean, Kyogre, Excadrill, Gyarados can all take super effective damage here. Letting everything go from that Abomasnow, then throwing the close combat immediately. Makes somewhat sense. Leandro's already one shield down, so he can't shield twice to win the switch there. This puts him a little bit in an awkward spot. You kind of need those shields back. However, you get the farm down here, and then you can unleash the energy on whatever is in the back. And there's not a lot in the back from Llawliet that can appreciate the energy. Then swapping into the Buzzwole right away to farm it down. I don't know if I like this. I really don't know. Yeah, flex on the Buzzwole. In the back is the Tapu Bulu. Oh, I don't think you can really win that one. There's likely Dazzling Gleam on this Tapu Bulu. Actually does solid damage. You might, yeah, you actually might shield that, yeah, you can shield that. That makes sense. That's Mega Horn actually. So this Tapu Bulu is actually walled. You gotta throw before this Restroom does. I think a really good counter from Leandrooo there, thrown right before a potential Fusion Flare. Gotta shield this kind, I guess, yeah. A launch here will be resisted. Fire resists Bug. For those that you know, aren't too familiar with the Bug typing, I honestly might just be completely wrong. I don't know it that well either at times. Pretty sure about that one though. Sideshow coming in, forcing another shield. And man, now you have to throw as the Restroom from Llawliet. This is a problem though for Llawliet because that Tapu Bulu, I believe, didn't have a move here. This Buzzwole gets the farm down. You need to resist the grass not here to get the KO, I believe. 2, 3, and does have. This is my KO. Because Bug is resisted by Fairy, but super effective on grass. And I will actually secure a 3-0 victory for Leandrooo. Now, Indian Titans Elite might be thinking, why are you showing just this matchup? Let's take a look at how it went. How it actually went for Gorilla Garbodors. So, the score that we actually have between Indian Titans and Gorilla Garbodors in the first bout of the single elimination of Silver Rules factions was 13-8. Leandrooo was actually the only person to win his matchup. It was a solid 3-0, but unfortunately everyone else lost by 1-2, and then JBG Winston lost 3-0 unfortunately as well. So yes, was a strong showcase from Leandrooo, strong showcase that it seemed there for Gorilla Garbodors. However, the other ones, those were the matchups that Indian Titans Elite took, and they moved on to the next round. That means that currently there are no European factions anymore in Silver World. So yeah, whoever had high expectations, we all failed you as European factions. That is what it is. We wish the best of luck, of course, to all the other remaining factions, if I were to speak for European factions. Anyway, hope you liked this video. Thank you, Leandrooo, for the footage, and see you in the next one.